What is up, you guys? We are here for our weekly romance, oracle, and tarot reading. It's our love reading for the collective. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome in. It's been kind of a rough couple of days, honestly, and I've been in deep cleaning projects, and I've just been grieving with the rest of the country over some recent events unfolding, and I'll just leave it in general terms there. But we're here. It feels good to settle down and settle in and get cozy and do a reading with y'all. So let's see what we need to know about this week for our love lives. And before we get started, it is good to note that we are in the last couple of weeks of the year of the snake as we move closer to the turn of the year into the year of the fire horse. And so even though we're feeling that momentum already, that fiery like horsepower building within us, it's good right now to take that energy and like really direct it and infuse it into last bits of like last few weeks of being able to shed and to purge and to heal and to do all of that letting go and cleansing work to prepare ourselves for the lightest vessel when we take off come when the time is right. So using this time wisely, this is the last few weeks that certain astrological placements are going to be where they are. Neptune in Pisces before it moves into Aries, and so that's a 330-year cycle right there. So last chance for a lot of this energy right now. So just kind of surrendering to it, letting things go, letting things pass through, like letting chapters come to an end, letting those towers, those final towers of false senses of security crumble, and be going into this new story, this new timeline, a completely new person. So it's been really fun to physically clean out areas of my house and get rid of things and just move things around and start fresh in that sense, in a physical way. And then that is always like the kind of activity that I can do that busies my conscious mind enough so that like my subconscious stuff can come up, and a lot of healing work and a lot of reflection happens when you're doing that. And like activities like that, or at least it's like that for me. So let's get into the reading. So I'm sure we're going to be letting go of old love patterns, or we have the opportunity to. It's going to be up to us to make those choices, to make new choices, and to behave differently, and to respect our own boundaries and our own time in a new way. Heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. All right. If we're too coy and, try to be too much of a challenge, no one knows what's going on inside our head. All right. And, sometimes we have to put it out there a little bit, or else someone won't know. They won't assume that, or their doubt will come in, and they'll have like a little bit of doubt, and so that will kind of outweigh their inkling of thinking that you might be interested. So it's good to honestly display your interests. Maybe depending on what level you are in with someone, it might be time for an honest heart-to-heart discussion about how you feel, and where you would you're wondering if it's time to see what the next phase is. I do think too, like as early on as you can, as you meet new people and you start interacting with new people, I think it's good to be just upfront and honest about who you are and what you're looking for. And I think the earlier you do that, the better, because then you don't have to like not say anything. And then at like some point, several weeks in, there's like this awkward conversation that you have to have about like, well, this is what I'm looking for on the path of love. And, is this where we're going? So it's like you kind of make it known from the beginning, right? And then that way the person, it's so early that they don't like project that as being anything to do with them. It's just like your general, like, this is where I'm at. This is the season I'm in. This is my, these are my goals. I'm looking for generally this kind of a relationship, and we'll see whether or not you are a fit for that, depending on a lot of things there. So it's good to know up front if you are going to be at least having the same goals, the relationship goals, if you're in the same phase as someone else, like if you're looking for the same things. Those are kind of non-starters if you're not parallel in those aspects. People, if they're not ready for a relationship, they're not looking for a relationship, they don't just become ready for a relationship because they meet someone awesome and then, they change their mind. They have their good time with that person, they get it out of their system, and then they go back to their doing the work on themselves and all of that stuff. So we just have to accept that some people that we meet, we have to accept where they are, what season they're in. And the sooner we can discern that, like accurately, and take that to heart, the sooner that we can evaluate whether or not they're really in alignment with where we're at and whether or not they're going to be compatible. We waste a lot of time on people that we like that really don't have core compatibility, or they're not in the same timing of their life as we are. So we got to stop doing that and show the universe that we're serious about calling in something, whatever we're ready for now. So being real about who you are from the get-go, I think is just the easiest way to go about it. All right. Yeah, because if you pretend to be somebody you're not, you're going to attract someone that likes a version of you that doesn't exist. They're not going to like you, and you're going to be jealous of your own self. All right, flirt. Okay, so more emphasis on showing how you feel. So put it out there. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Be playful. Be fun. Be the thing that they look forward to. Right? There's a lot of men out there right now. Not that women aren't out there, with their own gripes about men, but the way that men are coming off in some of these groups, they're so not playful, and they're so authoritative, and they're so militant acting that it's like, my God, and they're mad because no one's going out with them, and women aren't prioritizing relationships. They're all prioritizing their careers, and that's just not true. We're still prioritizing relationships, just not with people that make us feel like we're about to go to jail. That's no fun, is it? When you look at someone and you're like, wow, you look like you might be the end of all my happiness. I can't wait to pursue spending more time with you. Come on, right? So it's all about having a good time. This goes for anybody on the spectrum of any gender and any sexual association. Even if you're just an asexual person hanging out by yourself and hanging out with your friends, you got to be fun and flirtatious, or else it's just no one's going to, not even the Holy Spirit will spend time with you at that point. Holy Spirit has to be around people who are joyous and whole. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Healing family issues. Wow. That's heavy because there's new family issues unfolding for me right now that are pretty difficult pills to swallow. But you know what? I was ready for this. I braced myself, and I think you can too if you spend $12 and download the 2026 prediction series and do the workshop. Watch the readings, but also do the journal work. The journal work is game changing, and I myself have been really craving time to sit, hunker down, and do the yearly overview and the quarterly winter reading and January, just to start the year off great, right? Before I even do my manifestation goal setting list. It's preparing yourself for not only the outer challenges, but the inner work that's going to come up through the year, and also like priming us to be able to take advantage of the opportunities and adding more potency to our magnetism in drawing those opportunities in, and actually being able to manifest the fulfillment of those desires, not just getting the thing that we want, but it being sustainable and fulfilling as well. So 2026 prediction series is in the description box below. It's like the link to my Stan store. You'll see it. It's the top listings, $12. And then you'll have a link to a playlist that you'll have lifetime access to sent to your email. And then the journal work, like the deeper work, will be found in the description boxes below each video. So family healing, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. If we can forgive both parents, great, but sometimes we can only work on one at a time, and just do your best. Okay. I'm in it right now too. So I totally understand how difficult that is, but coming to some sort of peace and acceptance, I think, with who your parents are and why they were given to you in this lifetime. Like, you don't have to just love how they've treated you or mistakes that they've made and what they've done, but I think just trying to at least first come to a level of acceptance instead of resisting the fact that these were the parents that you had. That's a place to start. Because a lot of our tikkun correction and a lot of the other areas of our life, like career and love, like romantic love and our relationships with others, it's tied into all the stuff that we have with our parents and wounds that we have with our parents. And so the greater, the deeper the healing you can do in that area, the better. But these are the people that can hurt you the deepest, right? So, and disappoint you the most. So it's hard. And it's tied in with career and finances. Look at that. Because it's tied into our self-worth and our sense of deservingness and shame and guilt and baggage and family patterns and learned behaviors and beliefs and all of that stuff. So there's so much to untangle, but you will instinctively know what thing is going on with you. And maybe like whatever it is that's being withheld from you, one of the reminders that I kind of forgot to bring that up again, and I forgot about it again this Hanukkah, is if there's a thing, like one of your desires is being withheld, it's probably connected to one of the things that you need to know, you need to forgive or heal or fix in that moment. So the work that you need to do spiritually, like instinctually, that there's probably one or two things mainly, and if those are probably connected with the whatever desires are kind of being withheld from you in the moment right now. David Guillaume on Instagram, if you look up his account, he just posted a really good, helpful post today or recently on, like, if you are this astrological sign, this is your tikkun, like your main tikkun. So I thought that was really helpful. You could go look that up and see if you can just find it on his page. It's like, you can see it in the thumbnail. It's like each, like tikkun for each astrological sign or something like that. It'll give you a lot of insight there. So let's get a little bit more detail and insight into heart-to-heart conversations. Ooh, okay. This is going to get things moving. This is the Chariot card. And I love that it's like, looks like it's like showing your heart or giving your heart or presenting your heart and the heart being lit up. And what is this, that hand fasting ceremony where people used to do like unofficial wedding ceremonies with themselves in secret, or when they didn't have like an officiant around. It's like Celtic. I learned that from Outlander. So yes, the Chariot card talks about balancing the masculine and feminine energies, the drive and the receptivity, the giving and the receiving, give and take, and maybe like putting energy out there and showing interest and engaging a little bit, and then withdrawing a little bit, creating closeness, and then creating a little bit of space, creating closeness, and then creating a little bit of distance. So that balancing those two horses, those integrating those two energies and keeping those in balance is going to move things along faster than if you tried to go all in. It's like taking things a little bit slower, practicing a bit of restriction actually ends up getting you where you want to go faster than just letting it all, all the excitement push you forward and everything's moving fast, and both of us are in agreement, we were both wanting this. It's like somebody's going to suddenly have a panic attack and put on the brakes. So just taking things slow and steady gets you further along and faster to where you want to be in the end. Because if you're taking things slow and you start to realize this isn't the right person, then it's easier for you to get out of a situation when you have maintained your independence and you haven't moved too quickly than it is if you go all in and go in deep and go in fast with a person, maybe even moving in within the first few months, only to find out that they're actually not who you thought they were. And then you're kind of like in so deep that it's going to cost you something to leave the situation. You've left your security. So taking things slow allows you the space to really gauge who someone truly is as a person. It gives you a chance for them to show you who they are. So it also gives you a higher value because you're not readily available. You have to be like, there's payment involved, there's earning involved. So the Chariot card, things can move forward quickly. If it's like you can be honest about your feelings, but also honest about your standards and your boundaries and what you will accept and what you won't accept. And, the pace that you can keep the pace and you can not rush things forward. And so that can be a way that you're giving someone a challenge without pretending to not have feelings for them. Like I have feelings, but I have self-discipline. I can say no to myself. I can say no to you. I can walk away at any time. Like if you're not a whole person adding to my life and making it better, then there's no reason to integrate you into my life or to give you my time and energy, right? So, you can be playful, you can be open, but you can also be, not completely readily available. You're a little aloof, you're creating space. Like you're not going to give someone full access to you immediately. You're going to take your time and you're going to get to know them slowly, right? So, but being honest about liking somebody might move things along faster. Okay, well, let's see. We have the flirt card now. So let's get a little bit more insight on flirting. Oh my gosh, you guys, if enough of you buy the 2026 prediction series, I can buy a new glass protector for my phone screen and you guys won't have to look at this glare anymore. How about that? Okay, so flirt, what do we have here? Ooh, clarity of belief, Ace of Swords. You guys, it's like you're flirting, you're putting ideas into someone's head, with the Ace of Swords, that's like suddenly someone has an idea or they get it or you got clarity around something. It's like maybe someone doesn't quite know where you stand and they're maybe a little bit interested. Maybe they find you a bit alluring, a little bit enticing, but they don't want to put themselves out there because they don't want to look like an idiot, right? So maybe you're in a situation where they could feel really exposed if they take a chance and then you're not interested, right? So I'd say if you like someone, be playful with them, give them a little bit more clarity, and then as you interact, you can see if you're if you have chemistry, right? And that when you get chemistry going, you get a little bit more clarity on whether or not you might like someone, but also it can cloud your discernment and judgment about whether or not you're really compatible. So, be realistic about that. But if you start to get to know someone, you're having fun with them, you start to, like what you're getting to know about them, then give them a chance, All right. Healing family issues. Not as fun as the first two cards. Let's see. Let's get some more insight into this. Ooh, spread your wings. So 2 of Wands. I think that healing the family baggage, it's like it clears the path for new expansive things and chapters to open up and start. So it's like not being able to cross this bridge until all this stuff is like out of the way. So it's like healing the family issues. It's like right here, it's like you want to move forward, you want to start new things, you want to start new relationships, and you want to start things off on a light foot, on a good note, and you don't want to drag all of like your family's drama and your family drama and your parent baggage and your father wounds and your mother wounds and all of that. Like, you don't want to project all of that onto another person and do that all in another relationship again. It's like you've gotten a lot of that off your plate already. And so you're like, I've integrated those lessons. I can now rehash that material. I don't want to set myself up on the wrong foot with this next person. So the more we can heal this family issues and family healing, then the more open and expansive that our energy is and our capacity is to let new energy and new experiences into our life. So it really opens things up and broadens our horizons. And so like 2 of Wands is also the card of being ready to go to the next level and just kind of being in a pause where we're waiting for the elements to come together. But you could be attracting like a very good like equally yoked person, like a really high quality partner for this life. So the more you can heal those family issues, then the higher quality partner you will attract, right? Okay, so, and then last but not least, let's get into the career and finances card. What do we need to know there? Oh, heal. Okay. The major arcana star card here. We're breaking these chains. We're breaking the sins of the generation, the generational curses, the money patterns that our parents had. It's like we have learned and understood things better than them. The economy is not better than they've had it, so we have it harder, but we understand our relationship to money. We have more awareness around it than our parents, and we know that our parents passed us down beliefs and behaviors and habits around money, that it's up to us to find those and to seek those out and to change them and to heal them and reprogram those for ourselves. But if we put the effort in, we make an effort, then we can move beyond, maybe what our parents experienced, and we can rise above that. The star card is major healing and really like lifelong, like spiritual lessons that are deep and like big spiritual soul assignments for us in this life. It's like it's major healing in those areas. And so also with the star card, you can have dreams coming true and major miracles unfolding in your life when this card comes into play. So I feel good. I feel like this week is going to ask us to be vulnerable and real and let ourselves take the risk of putting ourselves out there a little bit. I think that we're going to be doing a lot of emotional heavy lifting underneath as parent stuff is coming up for us this week to heal. And I think that if we do that, though, it can really expand our opportunities coming in both love and money and career and finance. All right, y'all. Again, shameless plug, 2026 prediction series. I stand by it. I think that it's a really invaluable tool, and it is not only going to help you start the year off on a with the right foot forward, just kind of giving you like an outline of the year to come and an idea of things to expect and to be ready for, but also it can be something that can keep you anchored through the year and go back and reference the readings. But it's also a workshop, right? There's journal work you can do to maintain and deepen your self-awareness and your spiritual practice through the year. So I love it. It's only $12, less than a craft cocktail is what I've been saying. So instead of getting a hangover, you can change your life completely and hopefully reveal greater and greater miracles throughout the year. All right, y'all, that's all for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow for our weekend reflection message. Until then, may peace be with you. Ciao.